Help in Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
Hello, welcome to Geography class. In the previous class, you have learnt about population composition. The topics covered in this particular chapter: sex composition, literacy, rural-urban composition, age structure, population pyramids, and occupational structure. Today, we are going to learn about a new topic, chapter 4, with the title Human Development. Before we start with the chapter, we need to understand about two important topics which we hear a lot, that is growth and development. Now, everything in this world that you see usually grows and develops. So, first thing what we'll do is we'll understand what is growth and development and what are the key differences between growth and development. Now, what is growth and development? In simple words, it refers to changes over a period of time. What is growth and development is the changes in anything over a period of time is called as growth and development, and this is one of the common thing between these two terms, the growth and development. Now, what are the basic differences between growth and development? Okay, so topic human development. So, growth and development refers to changes over a period of time. Now, what is growth? Growth is actually a quantitative change in anything, and it is always value neutral. So, any quantitative change in anything, like for example the population may either increase or decrease. So, there is a quantitative change in population, and this quantitative change, which is value neutral, is considered as growth. Now, growth may have a positive sign or a negative sign. Now, what does this mean? The positive sign will show an increase in anything, in any phenomenon, whereas the negative sign indicates decrease. So, these are the features of growth. So, growth is quantitative and value neutral. It may have positive or negative sign, whereas development is qualitative, and for development you will find there has to be a positive growth or positive change in anything. Without that you cannot have development. So, your positive change or positive growth is must in case of development. Now, when can development occurs? A development occurs when there is an increment or addition to the existing conditions. Positive growth doesn't always means to be development. There has to be a positive change in the quality of anything. That is referred as development. Positive growth or positive change need not always means development. So, there has to be a positive change in the quality. I would just like to give an example regarding this. Take for example, if we consider any educational institution. The number of students who are getting enrolled in the institution as the year passes increases. So this is the positive growth or positive change is there in that. But we cannot consider this to be a development until and unless there has to be improvement or increase in the infrastructure, the facilities which are being provided in the institution. Take for example, if there are no addition of desk meant for the sitting of the students, no improvement in toilets, you cannot consider this to be a development. Though there is a positive growth, the number of students is increasing. But what about the other facilities in the institution? So when we can consider this to be a development is when there is positive change in the quality. Suppose the number of students enrolled in a particular institution increases, at the same time you have to develop better infrastructure, like more number of classrooms, than desk, more number of toilets to be used by the students, then only it is going to be a development. So I hope I have cleared the difference between growth and development. Next topic will come to an main topic of the chapter, human development. Now what is this human development? Who is the one who introduced the world this particular topic, human development? Who has been credited to give the concept of human development to the world? Right now you can see an image on the screen. We have two famous Asian economists who are being credited to give this concept human development. And these two persons whom you can see on the screen are a renowned economist of the world, and both of them were close friends. I would like to mention, this is Dr. Mahbub al-Haq, a Pakistani economist who has given a concept of human development, who introduced the term human development to the world. And we have a renowned economist from India, a Nobel laureate, who also played an important role in developing the idea of human development. He was of the opinion, if you increase the freedom of the people and reduce unfreedom, you will have higher human development. So we learned about the concept introduced by Mahbub al-Haq. Okay. So the concept of human development was introduced by Dr. Mahbub al-Haq. He was an Pakistani economist, and today you will find this is widely followed by United Nations under United Nations Development Program. This particular organization presents a human development report every year. We will see what human development index means later on. Now what was human development according to Mahbub al-Haq? He said human development is that development which enlarges the choices of the people, which helps them to lead a peaceful life, a meaningful life. So any development that enlarges people's choice is referred as human development according to Mahbub al-Haq. He was of the opinion that development is people-centric. People are central to all development activities. He was also of the opinion that the choices which are available for the people are dynamic, keeps on changing, they are not static. So the basic goal of the development should be to create such a condition wherein people can live a meaningful life. So this was an ideology of Mahbub al-Haq regarding human development. So according to Dr. Haq, human development is a development that enlarges people's choices and improves their life. This was a definition by Mahbub al-Haq. People are central to all development. The basic goal of development is to create conditions where people can live a meaningful life. Now I would just like to highlight on the meaning of meaningful life according to him. What he says is meaningful life doesn't mean a healthy life. He says a meaningful life is a life with some purpose, wherein it will help you to participate in society, to achieve your goals, to develop your talents. That is referred as a meaningful life. And remember students, if you think before Mahbub al-Haq, he actually developed this concept in the year 1990s, during that point of time. Before that, what was the ideology was, human development was linked with the size of the economy. So bigger is the economy, higher is human development. Concept like choices, what are available by people, freedom, what is available for the people was not given so much importance. But later on, what happened is that these concepts were developed and were applicable to human development. Next topic is the pillars of human development. Before that, I would like to just make a mention. There are some key areas of human development wherein we make use of this in measuring human development index. What are the key areas? 3 key areas are there of human development. That is access to health, access to education and access to resources. These are the 3 key areas of human development. So let us go ahead with the next topic. You can see 4 pillars. These are the 4 pillars of human development. The human development is based on these 4 pillars that you can see on the screen. The first pillar of human development is equity. Second pillar of human development is sustainability. Third pillar is productivity. And the fourth one is empowerment. So these are the 4 pillars of human development. I repeat again, equity, sustainability, productivity and empowerment. So let us see the first one, equity. What equity refers here is making equal access to the opportunities available to everyone. What equity refers here is making an equal access to the opportunities which are available to everyone. The opportunities which are available needs to be availed, enjoyed, irrespective of discrimination. Now when I say discrimination, we have various types of discrimination. We have gender discrimination, we have caste discrimination, we have color discrimination, we have religion discrimination. So irrespective of this discrimination, everybody in the world needs to be in the position to avail, enjoy these opportunities irrespective of discrimination. That is the meaning of equity. I would like to give a very good example of this pillar. If you study the dropouts from the schools in India, various institutions in India, the maximum numbers are girls, or we can consider women, And people belonging to SEBC, socially and economically backward communities, including your SCs and STs. Now what happens is that they are deprived of their right to acquire knowledge because of this gender discrimination. Some point of time what happens is that a girl even interested in learning, because of this discrimination, what happens is that a boy is allowed to take education and she has been asked, what do you have to do in future? You have to just look after your family, so please don't go to school. And because of this, the girls are not enjoying equal opportunities available to everyone. So this is an example of equity. Next, what we have is sustainability. Now what is sustainability? You have been listening, or maybe you have been hearing the term sustainable development. Now what is sustainable development? It is actually the continuity in the ability of the opportunities. If you like to have sustainable human development, each generation must enjoy the same opportunities. No one should be in a position to be left behind of availing the opportunities which were enjoyed by the earlier generation. So if you like to have a sustainable human development, each generation must have the same opportunities. All the resources what we are making use of, think in case of environmental resources are there, then we have natural resources which are there, then we can think of the financial resources. These resources we have to use in such a manner, keeping in mind the next generation, the future generation. If there is a misuse of these resources by the present generation, for sure the next generation will be denied of enjoying these resources. So we have to take care that we have to use these resources in such a manner that these are passed on to the next generation, and this is what we mean by sustainability. You can read it there. It means the continuity in the ability of opportunities. A good example of this could be a girl been denied to take education, deprived the right of education. What we are doing in this case is we are limiting the choice of a girl. Maybe a girl wanted to become an engineer, wanted to become a doctor or any other profession. Since we are denying the right of education, we are not allowing her to take education, ultimately she cannot enjoy the opportunity of becoming maybe a doctor, maybe an engineer or any other profession. So this could be an example of sustainability. Next we have what it is called as productivity. Now what is productivity here is, productivity refers to human work productivity or human labor productivity. There has to be an effort to increase the efficiency of the workers, the human labor. In what way we can increase the efficiency of human labor is providing them better health facilities. We can build in their capabilities. We can increase their knowledge. And if we provide all this, ultimately the work efficiency of the human labor or the productivity of human labor is going to increase. And the next pillar, the fourth pillar, is empowerment. Now what is empowerment? Is the power to make choices. If you built in the human capabilities in terms of education, in terms of health, provide them the knowledge, ultimately there is going to be an increase in the freedom of the people. This will lead to empowerment of the people if you built in the capabilities. The government has to take an initiative framing people oriented policies. A good governance is going to help in empowerment of the people of the nation. And this is very much required for the people belonging to SCBC, socially and economically backward class communities who are there. So these are the 4 pillars of human development. Next topic, we have some of the approaches for the study of human development. There are 4 approaches for the study of human development which we have to learn. The first approach is income approach. The term itself gives you an idea about what it is. Now what is income approach is, this is one of the oldest approach for the study of development. Now what it says is, human development is directly related with the level of income. According to this approach, income approach, it argues that there is a link between the level of income of the people and the human development. So higher is the income, more is the freedom for the people. So what happens is that if there is an higher income, it leads to higher human development. So this is all about your income approach. Next, what we have is welfare approach. Now what is welfare approach here? It looks human being as the beneficiaries or the targets of all development activities. So according to this approach, human beings are at central position to all the development activities. So whichever development is carried out, maybe any development in terms of your health facilities, development in terms of educational facilities, transportation, any sort of development, it is people centric. It is meant for people. So it looks human beings as the beneficiaries or the targets of all the development activities. It argues higher government expenditure on education, in providing health facilities, in providing basic amenities to the people, so that there is going to be a higher human development. It is the duty or responsibility of the government, according to this approach, that the government needs to spend lots and lots of money on providing education, providing health facilities, basic amenities to the people. Okay. Next, after this, what we have is, so last sentence, what you can read it there, government is responsible for increasing levels of human development by spending more and more money. Next, we have basic need approach. Now everybody knows what are the 3 basic needs of human being: food, clothing and shelter. Now this particular approach, the basic needs approach, was proposed by International Labour Organization. Now according to this approach, There are 6 basic needs which have been identified by International Labour Organization. Now, which are those 6 basic needs which have been identified by International Labour Organization? It includes health, it includes education, it includes water supply, it includes food, it includes housing, it includes sanitation. So, these are the 6 basic needs that has been identified by the International Labour Organization. And what this approach says is, there is no question of human choice. It has been ignored in terms of basic needs approach. The emphasis is laid down on providing the 6 basic needs which you can see on the screen. So, there is no question of choices of the people. What is important is people needs to be provided with these 6 basic needs which are there: health, education, food, water supply, sanitation and housing, according to basic needs approach. The fourth one, capability approach. I'll go back to a renowned economist from India who has been awarded Nobel Prize, Professor Amartya Sen. He's been the one who has introduced this approach, that is the capability approach. So, a capability approach is associated with Professor Amartya Sen. According to him, what he says is that we need to work on building the human capabilities, maybe in the field of health, maybe in the field of education, access to resources. If we build in the capabilities in these 3 key areas, for sure we are going to achieve success in terms of having a higher human development. So, remember about this. This approach is associated with Professor Amartya Sen, building human capabilities in areas of health, education and access to resources is the key to increase human development. So, these are the 4 approaches for the study of human development. Okay. Next very important topic is, how do we measure human development? Now, what is the criteria, what is the formula which have been followed to measure human development index? Now, what human development index does is that it gives rank to different countries of the world based on the score what they have achieved in 3 key areas of human development. I repeat again, the 3 key areas of human development are access to health, access to education, access to resources. So, how a particular country has performed in these 3 key areas, based on that a score is given and the rank is given to these countries. The score may vary from 0 to 1. So, Human Development Index ranks the countries based on their performance in the key areas. These are the key areas that you can see, 3 key areas: healthcare, second you can see an image, education, and the third one, access to resources. It is measured in terms of purchasing power in US dollars. You can see the symbol of that. Okay. So, you will find the score is going to be between 0 to 1. If the score is closer to 1, that country is going to have higher human development index. A country's score more than 0.8, 0.9 is going to have high human development index. So, higher the score, greater is human development. The ranking score is between 0 to 1. So, each dimension is given a weightage of 1/3. The closer score is to 1, greater is the level of human development. Okay. Now, I would like to mention the indicators, the 3 indicators of human development. How are they assessed? So, the 3 key areas of human development is access to health, access to education and access to resources. We will see the first one, access to health. Now, the indicator chosen to assess health is life expectancy at the time of birth. Now, what is life expectancy at the time of birth? What are the chances of the survival till what age a child can survive? The average age of survival. That is what it is called as life expectancy at the time of birth. So, higher the life expectancy, greater are the chances that you can live an healthy and longer life, which will ultimately lead to higher human development. So, this is how assessment in case of access to health is been done. Very important thing is life expectancy at the time of birth. Second one is access to education. How is it assessed as such? 2 things are taken into consideration. One is the gross enrollment ratio and the second one is adult literacy. What is the percentage of the literate population? How many males, how many females are literate? That is what we mean by adult literacy. And what is gross enrollment ratio is the number of students getting enrolled in different educational institutions. Maybe we can refer here the schools. Number of students getting admitted to educational institution, that is gross enrollment ratio. Now, if you know how many people are there who are able to read and write with an understanding, at the same time, how many students are enrolled in various educational institutions will give us an idea regarding how easy or difficult it is for the people to acquire knowledge. So, this is all about your access to health. Third indicator is your access to resources. Now, it is very simple. Access to resources measured in terms of purchasing power in terms of US dollars. So, these are the 3 indicators used in measuring human development index. Okay. Next, we have one more term which is used as in complement with a human development is human poverty index. It was initiated by United Nations in the year 1997. Now, what human poverty index means here? First of all, it is an non-income measure. If we go back to human development, it measures what have been achieved in the 3 key areas of human development. What have been achieved in terms of education, what have been achieved in terms of health, what have been achieved in excess of resources. That is measured in human development, that is attainments. In case of human poverty index, remember students, it measures shortfalls in human development or shortfalls in human life, what have not been achieved, that is measured in terms of human poverty index. Like for example, what are the reasons behind low adult literacy? What are the causes of poverty? What is the reason behind the probability of the life expectancy age to be 40? So, the shortfalls which are there are been measured in human poverty index. So, this was a short topic, that is human poverty index. It measures shortfall in human development. It is a non-income measures. Okay. Next, I would like to go to again very important topic, international comparison. Now, what is international comparison? We learned about the countries with high human development index, the countries with medium human development index, and countries with low human development index. So, we will see the features of the countries with high human development index. Now, which countries forms a part of this group? Any country whose score is more than 0.8 is put in the category of high human development index value. So, all those countries who has achieved a score of 0.8 are included in the countries with high index value. According to the Human Development Report for the year 2003, altogether there were 57 countries in this group. Now, how come these countries have achieved success in Human Development Index? What are the policies these countries followed? What are the reasons behind such a score for these countries? First and foremost, these are the countries where there is lots and lots of investment which have been done in social sector for the welfare of the people, for the betterment of the people. And because of this investment in social sector, there is an high score which these countries have achieved. So, one reason could be high investment in social sector. The second one is good governance. Hardly you will find there is in corruption in managing the administration of the nation. These countries have set an example of good governance, and because of this good governance, they are in a position to stand in this category. So, good governance is an example of one of the reason for such a score by these countries. Then, providing health care, education is an important government priority of these countries. So, due care is being taken by the government to provide educational facilities, to provide health care facilities to the people of the nation. So, providing education and health care is an important government priority. Another reason is there is less social diversity in these countries. There is no much social diversity which we can find in these countries of the world. And because of all this, these countries have achieved success in having higher human development index. Next, we will go to the next category, countries with medium human development index. Now, which countries falls in this category? The countries whose score is between 0.5 to 0.799. All these countries are put in the category of countries with medium human development index. According to Human Development Report 2003, there were 88 countries of the world who became a part of the countries with medium human development index. And remember students, this is the largest group of countries in terms of human development index. Now, what are the other features of these countries? How come these countries have achieved success? Remember, these countries have been developed after the Second World War and disintegration of USSR in 1990s. Now, how they were in a position to achieve a success in human development is because of more adoption of the people oriented policies and at the same time reduction in social discrimination. Because of the improvement in adopting people oriented policies and reduction in discrimination, these countries have achieved success to be a part of the second group, that is medium human development index. Now, if you consider the social diversity and compare the previous group, this particular countries have higher social diversity than the countries with higher human development index. So, social diversity is much higher than the previous group. And these are the countries which have witnessed political instability. There was in political problems, political confusions witnessed in these countries. Social uprising, rebellions, revolt in these countries. So, these are the features of the countries with medium index value. I would just like to give an example of political instability and social uprisings. You can see an image on the screen. Feminist protest in Mexico is an example of that. In India, Telangana movement. Then protest against Iraq war in London in 2003. These are an example of political instability, social uprising in these countries, which becomes a part of medium indexed value. Next, we will move to last group of the countries, that is countries with low indexed value. Now, these groups includes altogether 32 countries of the world with a score of less than 0.5. Why these countries are not in a position to achieve success or progress in human development? There are some hurdles on the way of achieving human development in these countries. What are the hurdles is, these countries are the one which have gone through political turmoil. There is an political instability in these countries. Maybe you can think of the government is not stable, there is an corruption in administration. At the same time, there are social uprising, social instability, civil war, famine, diseases. These are all the reasons behind not achieving success in human development by these countries. So, these are the countries of the world based on the score what they have achieved in human development. We have three groups of the countries: countries with high human development index, countries with medium human development index, and countries with low human development index. Now, what has happened in case of low human development index value countries is, these countries have to spend a lot of money in terms of defense, in terms of security of the nation. So, they can't make progress in terms of achieving success in human development. They can't afford to spend money on education, to spend money on health facilities. So, they are still in such a position where their score is less. And what is the case with high human development index countries is, they invest a lot in terms of providing health facilities, providing education facilities to the people, and still they continued to be a part of countries with high human development index value. I would like to mention Norway is there, Sweden is there, Iceland is there, Australia is there. These countries have achieved success and it has been continued. The reason is they invest a lot in education and health of the people. So this is all about the topics from the chapter 4, Human Development. Thank you so much.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.